Hi students, welcome to the video lecture 7 on the topic laminar and turbulent flow. So in the previous classes already we have solved the derivations on the major energy losses which are given by the equations Darcy-Weisbach equation and Sedge's equation, and already we have solved the problems on both the equations. So in the today's class we'll study the minor energy losses. These minor energy losses occurs due to the sudden expansion of the pipe, a sudden contraction of the pipe, third one loss of head at the entrance of the pipe, loss of head at the exit of the pipe, loss of head due to bend in the pipe, loss of head due to various pipe fittings. So in the today's class we'll study only the sudden expansion of the pipe. Very simple derivation. So usually such derivations will not be asked in the exam, but still we should know how we have got the equation, that is loss of head due to sudden enlargement. So let us consider a pipe. See here, this is the pipe at section 1. I have considered the section 1 of the pipe before the enlargement of the pipe, and section 2 after the enlargement of the pipe. You can see here, this is the pipe up to here with a smaller diameter. Suddenly the diameter of the pipe is increased here, that is sudden enlargement of the pipe has taken place. See here, you can see here, this is pipe 2 and this is up to here, this is the section 1 of the pipe. So whenever the fluid is flowing through such pipes, in the sudden enlargement pipes, the flow will takes place like this way, and here the flow separation takes place because of this edge, and the flow will takes place like this way, and then from here again the fluid flows fully through the pipe. From here the fluid flows fully through the pipe. So here some flow separation takes place. That means here circular movement of the fluids are taking place in such areas where flow separation takes place. So these circular movement of the fluids are called as eddies. Here these are circular motion of the fluid or circular movement of the fluids within the pipe. These are called as the eddy formation or eddies. So let P1 be the pressure intensity which is acting on the cross sectional area of the pipe at section 1 Let A1 be the area of the pipe at section 1 cross sectional area of the pipe at section 1 Let V1 be the velocity of the flow at section 1 of the pipe, where D1 is the diameter of the pipe at section 1 Similarly, let P2 be the pressure intensity which is acting on the cross-sectional area 2 of the pipe, that is P2 is acting on this A2, that is cross-sectional area A2 of the pipe, whereas velocity V2 be the velocity of flow at the cross section 2 of the pipe, whereas the D2 be the diameter of the pipe at section 2. Let this P dash be the pressure intensity of the liquid eddies on the area A2 minus A1. So this is my entire cross sectional area A2 of the pipe minus this much area of the pipe. So that is A2 minus A1 on this area. Let this pressure P dash be acting. So this pressure P dash is acting on these liquid eddies. So this area is given by A2 minus A1. Where HE, it is the loss of head due to sudden enlargement. So now applying the Bernoulli's equation to both these sections of the pipe, that is section 1 of the pipe and section 2 of the pipe. So let me write the Bernoulli's equation, that is P1 upon rho g plus V1 square upon 2g plus Z1. So this indicates the total head at section 1 of the pipe, and this indicates total head at section 2 of the pipe. that is P2 upon rho g plus V2 square upon 2g plus Z2 plus He. So in the previous equation we have represented it by Hf, that is head loss due to friction. So here loss of head is due to sudden enlargement. So let me write here, it is He plus He. So the same equation I have written here once again. So as the pipe is horizontal, so here Z1 will be equals to Z2. So if Z1 is equals to Z2, so then my final expression will be P1 upon rho g plus V1 square upon 2g is equals to P2 upon rho g plus V2 square upon 2g plus He. This Z and Z gets cancels here. So I have written He term, that is loss of head due to sudden enlargement, one side, and I have shifted all these equations to the left side here. So my equation will be P1 divided by rho g minus P2 upon rho g plus V1 square upon 2g minus V2 square upon 2g is equal to He. Let me call this equation as equation 1. Now let us study what are the force, net force acting on the liquid in the control volume in the direction of flow is given by. So this Fx is given by P1 into A. So here the fluid is flowing from the smaller diameter pipe to the larger diameter pipe, that is from left to right end of the pipe. So here I have written here Fx is equal to P1 into A1, that is pressure P1 is acting on the cross sectional area 1 of the pipe, that is P1 is acting on this A1 area plus P dash is acting on this area A2 minus A1, that is on the areas of the liquid eddies, minus P2 into A2, because this pressure P2 is acting in the opposite direction to the flow, that is minus P2 into A2. So experimentally it is found that P dash is equals to P1 by experimental value, already they have calculated it. So let me substitute here P dash is equals to P1 in this equation. So here once again I will write the equation, that is Fx is equal to P1 into A1 plus P1 into A2 minus A1 minus P2 into A2. So if you elaborate this equation, P1 into A1 plus P1 into A1 minus P1 into A2, P1 into A2 minus P1 into A1 minus P2 into A2. So this and this equation and this equation gets cancels. So my final expression will be P1 into A2 minus P2 into A2. So here A2 I have taken common. So Fx I have written it as P1 minus P2 in the bracket A2. Let me call this equation as equation 2. So now let us write the momentum of the liquid at section 1-1. So here the fluid is flowing from section 1-1 to the section 2-2. So how we will write this momentum of the liquid? Momentum is usually given by mass into velocity. So as the liquid is flowing here, so here mass flow rate into velocity, whereas mass flow rate is given by the formula density into area into velocity. Density, area at cross section 1-1, velocity of flow at section 1-1 into velocity at section 1-1. So this is given by rho into A1 into V1 square. Similarly, we will calculate the momentum of liquid at section 2-2, which is given by rho into A2 into V2 square. So now let us write change of momentum per second. So what is the change of momentum we have observed here? This equation minus this equation. So I have written here rho into A2 V2 square minus rho into A1 V1 square. So let me call this equation as equation 3 here. So already we know that from the continuity equation, whereas A1 V1 is equals to A2 V2. So this equation is also resembles the discharge. So whatever the fluid is flowing, discharge is there through the section 1-1 of the pipe, the same discharge will be coming out through the section 2-2 of the pipe. The velocity may vary, but its rate of flow will be same only. Where A1 is given, where A1 is equals to A2 V2 divided by V1. So this A1 value I will substitute in this equation here, equation 3. That is rho into A2 V2 square I have kept as it is minus rho into, where A1 is given by A2 V2 divided by V1. A2 V2 divided by V1 I have written into V1 square. So here V1 gets cancelled. So my final expression will be rho into A2 V2 square minus rho into A2 V1 into V2. So here rho into A2, both sides it is common, so I have taken, that is change of momentum per second is given by rho into A2, I have taken common. So in the bracket it is V2 square minus V1 into V2. So let me call this equation as equation 4. Now we will write net force acting on the control volume in the direction of flow must be equal to the rate of change of momentum per second. So that means equating equations 2 and equation 4. So equation 2 is given by the formula, that is P1 minus P2 into A2. Equation 4 is given by rho into A2 V2 square minus V1 into V2. So both sides A2 gets cancels. So this rho term I will take to this side, left side. So this will be P1 minus P2 divided by rho. This will be equals to V2 square minus V1 into V2. Let me call this equation as equation 5. So dividing equation 5 by G on both the sides. So this will be equals to P1 minus P2 divided by rho into G. That will be equals to V2 square minus V1 V2 divided by G. So with this equation, the same equation I have written in this form. I have written this separate terms, that is P1 divided by rho G minus P2 divided by rho G is equals to V2 square minus V1 V2 divided by G. Now this P1 minus P1 upon rho G minus P2 upon rho G, this value I will substitute in equation 1. That is HE is given by, so this equation P1 upon rho G I will substitute the value, this value, instead of P1 upon rho G minus P2 upon rho G I will substitute this value in equation 1, whereas it is V2 square minus V1 V2 divided by G plus V1 square upon 2G minus V2 square upon 2G. Equation I have kept as it is. So here if I will take the denominator, LCM of this both equations, all these three equations, so my LCM will be 2G only. So here it will be 2V2 square minus 2V1 V2 plus V1 square minus V2 square as it is. So here it is 2V2 square minus V2 square. So this equation will be H is equals to V2 square plus V1 square minus 2V1 V2 divided by 2G. Equation remains as it is here after simplification. So this indicates, this equation indicates A minus B whole bracket square, that is A square plus B square minus 2AB form. So this equation I have written in this form, that is A minus B whole bracket square form, that is V1 minus V2 whole bracket square divided by 2G. So if I will elaborate this equation, I am going to get this equation only, that is V1 square plus V2 square minus 2V1 V2 divided by 2G. So this is the equation to calculate the loss of head due to sudden enlargement, whereas HE is given by V1 minus V2 whole bracket square divided by 2G, that is loss of head due to sudden enlargement.